Yo, what's good, guys? It's Jidel Live, and today we are going to be reacting to people's bold NBA predictions from many years ago. Every year on Reddit NBA, here we are. People are always, what are your predictions for the All-Star team 5 years from now? Bold predictions 5 years from now. And it's pretty cool. These are actually kind of old now. Some of these are actually older than 5 years, so gotta kind of go into a time machine to look back at the season they're actually predicting. So let's just, let's start out here. 7 years ago, Brad Gevin asked us, who do you guys think will be the best team 5 years from now? And the top comment, whoever has LeBron. So, the Lakers. That is spooky. Account ID Cabot. Is this guy a wizard? Alright, so that's actually kind of spooky. This guy figured it out. So 2 years ago, which is when this thread is referencing, so 5 years from now, from 7 years ago, is 2 years ago today. LeBron was on his last year at the Cavs. And if Durant wasn't on the Warriors, they probably would have been the best team. They probably would have won the finals. That's my opinion. LeBron was balling like crazy that last year on the Cavs. So this guy, decent prediction, not gonna lie. This guy says, if the Warriors can get another good draft pick in the core six together, they'll definitely be up there. Dude, this thread is freaky that people are actually good to see that. Cavs 2, assuming Kyrie and Dion don't escape. Also, they are both assuming no major injuries. So this guy actually freakishly got it right. He said the Warriors and the Cavs, two teams in the 2018 NBA Finals, but he was wrong about why the Cavs would be there, and I guess why the Warriors would be there. I mean, maybe they would have got back without Durant. That's kind of spooky. I don't know. A lot of the times I've read threads like these and people are way off, but that makes sense. Like 5 years is impossible to predict. You're overrating Dion. Thank you, American Image. I don't like Dion Waiters. The Spurs. Duncan will have a mechanical heart. Okay, this guy. Yeah, the Spurs are always good. The Bobcats. Are they going to get Shabazz and the Chicago kid? We are getting the Chicago kid. No flare. Jabari Parker. Yeah. Oh my God. Do you guys remember how hype Jabari and Wiggins were when they got drafted? I feel like people forget. Those two were so hyped up. And both of them, extremely disappointing. Also, Bobcats. This is so long ago, they were still the Bobcats. And they are still one of the worst teams in the NBA. Thunder, if they stick together. Oh. Little did you know, Nantes, France. Raptors, cause Wiggins. That is a terrible take. Wiggins was hyped at the time. I can't forget that. OKC, Westbrook will be 29. Yeah, that didn't work out so well. The Bulls, Derrick Rose will be entering his prime. So this back, when did this guy write this? In 2012. So this was before we knew Rose was going to kind of fall apart. Mirotic coming over from Spain. There was a lot of Mirotic hype at the time. The Bulls, the Bulls stayed good for a while because of Jimmy Butler, but then obviously once that trade to the Timberwolves happened, the Bulls have not really been a team in conversation since then. Derrick Rose, the only thing about the Derrick Rose one, 5 years from now, thinking they'd be the best team in 2017 is I felt like the Heat with LeBron in his prime, I felt like people were sleeping on that, but people thought LeBron would fall off by now, or even 2 years ago they thought he'd be falling off. The Clippers. So 2 years ago, the Clippers, it was the first year without Chris Paul. Interesting. Cavs. Okay, so some people actually did predict the Cavs. The Thunder are a great choice. Like, I thought the Thunder were going to be an absolute dynasty for a long time. 1 year ago, Illegal Thoughts said, predict the NBA's top 5 players 3 years from now. So this would be about a year from today. So next season, who do we think the top 5 players are going to be? His original prediction, Kevin Durant. Obviously, this is before the Achilles, so that makes a lot of sense. Anthony Davis. Yeah, I feel like Anthony Davis, he's always hyped on Reddit. I feel like, I don't know, it's so weird. Anthony Davis to me is like, so this is gonna be like a weird take. I feel like I don't really do a lot of opinions like this, but like Anthony Davis is like a top 5 talent, but because he's like a big man and not a perimeter ball handler, a lot of the times like his teams don't get him the ball enough. Like on the Lakers, I get frustrated when LeBron's not on the court because they don't like give Anthony Davis the ball a lot. Like they stop running the post ups. Maybe Rondo's not as good at the post entry anymore. I don't know what that is. And then also on the Pelicans, there's like a weird moment, but they're losing bad to the Warriors in the playoffs like 2 years ago. And Anthony Davis hadn't touched the ball in like 8 possessions. And then when he finally got the ball, I think he faced up Draymond. Maybe it wasn't even Draymond. Maybe it was Jordan Bell. And he took like a mid-range shot. I feel like in that situation, like a superstar goes to the basket. And I think Anthony Davis is a superstar, but I feel like he just doesn't have, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the gusto. Maybe it's the gusto. And I hate when people say things like that, but that's just it. This guy says Giannis at 3. I mean, I would say, we could all probably, we don't all agree what the best player is, but Giannis, definitely top 3. This guy had Embiid at 5. That actually made a lot of sense. I don't know if you guys, Joel Embiid, his rookie year, he had like an absurdly high plus minus, playing a lot of minutes for an absolutely trash team. Like, that's why I was such a big Embiid fan. I was like, this dude is carrying the most trash team. And I don't know, I always like players who carry teams. So a lot of people I'm seeing KD, AD, KD, AD. So next year, yeah, I think KD. KD is the big question mark because of the Achilles, but obviously these people didn't know that. This Mavs fan says, no one thinks LeBron will be a top 5 player in 3 years. Dude might have the best vision in the league at that point and will still be able to score in the post and rebound. This dude is on point. LeBron literally leading the league in assists right now as a point guard. Obviously, this is for next season, this prediction thread, but LeBron will still be top 5 next year, at least in my opinion. KD, AD, Tatum, Giannis, Embiid. I don't see Tatum being a top 5 player next year. I noticed a lot of people is just like, you just take the top rookie. Now this would be a bad example with like Luka, because Luka legit might be top 5, but like with Wiggins and Jabari, I remember at the time, me included, we were all predicting like, oh, they're gonna be top 5, 5 years from now. But it's really hard to be top 5, and I feel like it doesn't change as often as people think. What's interesting is this thread was made in 2018 and no one has said Harden. Curry, Harden, and Westbrook are just outside. Surprised the Warriors fan didn't put Curry there. So Giannis, Davis, this guy doesn't have Durant. This guy put Tatum, Jokic, and Simmons. This guy says, imagine thinking Tatum is going to be better than guys like KD, Harden, and Embiid. All right, Sixers fan. He writes Anthony Davis. So a lot of people put Anthony Davis right up there. That's interesting. All right. James Harden, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, and Giannis. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of someone in 2018. What actual day? So this is August 20th, 2018. So this is before Giannis's first MVP season. This is right before that. What would I think? I would probably say LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, because this is pre-Achilles. Steph, because Steph's coming off the craziness. Yeah, I would probably say Harden or Leonard would be my 5th choice in that world. Harden or Leonard. I don't honestly know if I could step back in time. I wish I could ask myself what August 20, 2018 me thought between Harden and Leonard. I used to be kind of biased against Leonard at the time, so I feel like at the time I'd say Harden, but looking back and then looking forward from looking back, I don't know, time conundrum, I'd probably go with Leonard. So that's what my prediction would be if I had answered this Reddit thread. All right, 7 years ago, another thread from 7 years ago. Let's check the actual date. July 27th, 2012. In the 2018 All-Star Game, what would your predictions be for the roster? All right, this guy had Westbrook. Yes, I'm pretty sure. You know what? Let's pull up the 2018 All-Stars. He had Westbrook, Chris Paul. So Chris Paul actually didn't make it that year. Harden, Gordon. I'm going to assume is that Eric Gordon? 7 years ago, Eric Gordon actually was pretty hyped up. I'm not going to lie. He was the centerpiece of the trade for Chris Paul that the Lakers tried to pull off. I guess if you can't predict like who's coming in, that makes sense. Small forward, Durant, Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay was kind of relied a lot on his athleticism earlier in his career. I didn't expect his jump shot to develop the way it has as a Spur. Love and Griffin. Okay. Bynum. Andrew Bynum. He was way out of the lead by the time that happened, and he had Davis as a center. In the East, he had Rondo, clearly not. He had Wade, Paul George, Bradley Beal. Wade, did Wade make the team? I don't think Wade made this year's team. No, Wade did not make this year's team. James, Carmelo Anthony, Monroe. Greg Monroe was hype back in the day. He actually had a lot of potential, it looked like. Sullinger, he got hurt in college, right? And he went back to college, got drafted the next year. He fell in the draft a lot. He looked like he was going to be a great post-up player, but the NBA changed so much. Howard and Valanciunas. So Dwight Howard obviously has fallen off a lot, but he's rebounded this year at the Lakers, and Valanciunas was just not an all-star player. 35-year-old Dwayne Wade, I don't know about that. As long as Jeremy Lin is on a roster, he'll be voted as a starter from now on. Jeremy Lin never made an all-star team. I honestly think this is a big homer call that Shumpert will become an all-star in 5 years, given that he recovers fully from his injury and plays like he did his rookie season. Now, actually, Shumpert was pretty good early on in his Knicks career. I think I could buy that in 2012. I think you could sell that to me. I actually do think you could sell me on that. Shabazz Muhammad. I don't think he's in the NBA anymore. Jabari Parker and Andrew Wiggins. This is what I was saying earlier. Everyone was so hyped on Jabari and Wiggins. Cody Zeller is a monster. This guy's making the all-star team. All right, Greg Harrison, you're banned from making predictions. Nerlens Noel, I could see that. Paul George, no! This dude didn't know. Paul George was one of those guys, I feel like when he got drafted, everyone's like, he has so much potential, he's going to be a beast one day. And every time there's a player like that, they never pan out. But Paul George, he did pan out. Dude laughed at him. Paul George, no. And Paul George made the all-star that year. Brandon Jennings, out of the league by now. Akil Carr, played against him in a celebrity game. He's good. Kenneth Faried to the West. Kenneth Faried, I would never think Kenneth Faried would be an all-star. I'd probably never predict that. DeMar DeRozan at shooting guard. Yeah, DeMar 2018 was an East all-star. MKG is a boss. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, no he's not. I'll pick DeMarcus Cousins over Davis. Both bigs have huge potential, but Cousins has actually played in the NBA while Davis hasn't. Davis is overhyped. There's the reason this guy deleted his Reddit account. I'm surprised no one has even mentioned Kawhi Leonard. In 5 years, this guy is going to be a beast. Already a beast. Just doesn't get the points per game needed for people to care. He was the rookie of my year in my eyes. Maybe if Kyrie Irving wasn't in the league. Yeah, Kyrie was an amazing rookie. I feel like we've seen a lot of people with some pretty accurate predictions. And I feel like you're probably thinking, oh, it'd be really easy for you to say who the best whatever players in the league will be 5 years from now. But you never know about Durant Achilles, stuff like that. Luka being so good so fast. Zion existing. Like if Zion was a top 5 player 5 years from now, it would not shock me. All right, 5 years ago, Bleacher Report predicted the top players in 2018. So everything we've been looking at is for 2018. Kevin Durant, number 1. Some would say that. Most would put LeBron number 1 there. Dwight Howard at 3. Definitely not. Kevin Love at 4. Oh my God, no. Kevin Love was so overhyped with the Timberwolves. I just want to say that. Chris Paul at 5 in 2018. That's a decent prediction. Kyrie Irving. All right. Westbrook, Rose, Blake, DeMarcus Cousins. Wow. So they had DeMarcus Cousins over Anthony Davis. Yeah, this is a bad list. This is a horrible list. Harden at 14. Bleacher Report knows less than the people in 2018. A lot of these threads are from 2018. Bold predictions for the far future of the NBA. 2050 plus. Vince Carter still dunking. Not bold. Pretty expected. I feel like Vince is going to be like this guy who every time he goes on the talk shows, they're going to be like, Vince, show us if you could still dunk. And I imagine for Vince, that's going to be very annoying. Jordan will be treated like Bill Russell are now. In the year 2050, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like even LeBron will be treated that way. More for 2100. Is the world even going to be around in 2100? Once Hyperloops become far more common and practical, and more importantly, cheap and quick, we'll start seeing overseas NBA teams. So for those of you who don't know, Hyperloop is this like train, that subway system that Elon Musk invented. That I don't think they've even made one yet, but it would make people travel at disgusting speeds. Like you could get to San Francisco from Los Angeles in like I want to say 30 minutes, and right now it's probably like a 5.5 hour drive. So yeah, kind of crazy. In the year 2050, people will be arguing over who the GOAT is: LeBron James Jr., LeBron James III, or Michael Jordan. You know, I would actually be so hyped if Bronny was pretty like as good as LeBron, just because like I love watching LeBron. Like when LeBron retires, man, I'm gonna be sad, and I hope I'm not one of those people like the Jordan fans who are like, I stopped watching once Jordan retired. But I could see myself being like that because LeBron's what got me into the sport. So I'll start with a few. All right, here we go. Firstly, the NBA will be around in 2100. Wilt's 100-point record will be broken. Scott Skiles' 30 assist record will be broken. I think this is more likely to happen than the 100 points. The 50 rebound record will remain unbroken until at least 2100. I think he's talking about averaging 50 rebounds. And I don't think anyone will average 50 rebounds again or get 50 in a game, to be honest. I don't really see either happening. The assist one, you could talk me into. I kind of have a feeling that one will get broken by 2050, but I don't know. The Spurs will be the 3rd franchise to win 10 titles. Yeah, if they keep up the consistency, there will be multiple teams in Mexico and Canada by 2050. I could see Canada, not really picturing Mexico because of like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of geopolitical stuff that goes on, but 30 years is a lot of time, so I don't know. The NBA will be renamed one day. LeBron will one day own the Cavs. That'll be cool. The three-point line will be moved back. I could see that. The only question is if they're going to move the three-point line back, are we going to widen the court for the corners, or what are we going to do there? The Clippers will never get a new stadium, and now there's a 3rd team playing in Staples Center. I definitely don't think LA will have 3 teams by 2050. The Clippers already, they just don't have that many fans. I'll just be honest. By 2060... we'll have the first 4th generation NBA player. The MJ versus LeBron debate will be long dead because another player will have unquestionably proven themselves the GOAT by then. You know, that's actually really interesting. The reason why like a GOAT debate is almost unfair to everybody involved, especially like now, is a lot of like older fans can't really comprehend the way the game has changed very well. But a lot of us younger fans never got to experience the context behind watching someone like Michael Jordan. So I don't know, man. That's kind of interesting. LeBron will finally hit his prime. All right, let's go. I don't really like this thread. It's more interesting seeing people predict stuff. What are your predictions for the All-Star team 5 years from now? This guy says Dennis Smith Jr. is a guard. Definitely not making the All-Star team. Jamal Murray, 3 years from now. Could Jamal Murray be an All-Star? Yeah, for sure. It's just that the West is stacked, so a lot goes into it. Curry, yeah, I think 3 years from now, Curry's still going to be the man. Devin Booker for sure. Gary Harris. I don't know what happened to his shot. It fell off this year, so I don't think Gary will make it. Donovan Mitchell for sure. Harden. God, the West is stacked, man. I took out Jamal Murray, Smith Jr., and Harris. Curry, Booker, Mitchell, Harden. And there's other good guards, man. There's Dame. I think, like, the fact that CJ McCollum will probably never make an all-star team with how good he is a testament to just how much more talent there is in the NBA in 2020 than there was in, like, 2005, for example. Forwards, Kawhi, KD, Kuzma, Anthony Davis, of course, Anthony Davis, Jokic. Yeah, I think Jokic's game is going to age well. Cat, eventually Cat is going to play for a team that gets a lot of wins. So yeah, Cat makes sense to me. Capella, nope. Gobert made it this year. I don't see him making it 5 years from now. Sleeper pick, Nerlens Noel, Steven Adams. Nope, neither of those guys. All right, in the East, Irving. Dude, who knows where Kyrie will be 3 years from now? I feel like his career is going to keep going in ways we don't expect. Fultz, I actually could see that. A lot of people think Fultz is a complete bust. Peyton, this is referring to Elfrid Payton. That's a terrible prediction. Especially even 2 years ago, we all knew that. Josh Richardson, I love Jay Rich. Not going to be an all-star. Levine, Beal. All right, forwards, Tatum, Simmons, Giannis, Jonathan Isaac, and Markkanen. So much can change, but I don't see Markkanen getting good enough to take a spot from Giannis, Ben Simmons, or Tatum. Tatum's really kind of making the leap this year. Centers, Embiid, Porzingis, Turner. You know, 2 years ago, obviously, Bam was he a rookie or was his second year? But yeah, Bam, unexpected. Peyton, Lamau, why wait 5 years? We can roast you now. True. Why did you even predict Elfrid Payton to make the All-Star team? Not gonna post and let y'all roast me 5 years from now. FOH. I feel you, Bleach. Roy Hibberter's gonna make a comeback. Don't at me. Okay. LL Cruel J. Not a great take. And also, guys, do not harass these people on Reddit. It's actually very courageous, almost in a weird way, to like post your predictions. Like, you know you're gonna be wrong. Like, there's no way you won't be wrong in some way. West, Curry, Lonzo Murray. Well, okay, not the worst. Booker, Mitchell, Harden. Okay. Kawhi, KD, AD, Jokic, Cat, Kyrie, D'Lo. Oh, man. It's cool seeing people's predictions, how different it's going to go, you know? LeBron is definitely making the All-Star game in 5 years, assuming he's actually playing. Yeah, I 100% said. This guy didn't have LeBron! Bro, 2 years ago, LeBron was on a tear with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, how would you not predict LeBron? Harden, Sullinger. Oh, man, people are making fun of one of those threads from earlier, it looks like. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed me looking at people's bold predictions, kind of giving some of my more weird NBA takes. I feel like I wasn't as open during the rebuilds in the past, but now I'm going to be a little more open about some of my opinions, I feel like, for the NBA. You know what? In the comments, let's play a game. Predict the All-Star starters for the West and the East 5 years from now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more content, like this, and rebuilds, and Sims, and peace.